and welcome to today's edition of Editorials, a broadcast from Canada. My name is Sandra Asante. Today we'll be looking at U.S. threatens new sanctions over conflict in Ethiopia's Tigray region. So don't go anywhere, we'll be back after the break. You're warmly welcome back from the break. So the United States has announced a new sanctions regime related to the continuing conflict in Ethiopia's Tigray region, threatening to punish those who prolong the fighting and the resulting humanitarian crisis. An executive order signed by President Joe Biden on Friday allows the U.S. Treasury and State Department to sanction leaders and groups if they do not soon take steps to end the violence. The executive order I signed today establishes a new sanctions regime that will allow us to target those responsible for or complicit in prolonging the conflict in Ethiopia, obstructing humanitarian access or preventing a ceasefire. President Joe Biden said this in a statement, added that those targeted include members of the government of Ethiopia and Eritrea and the Amhara regional government. The White House noted that all named groups have been accused of rights abuses in fighting, which erupted between Ethiopia's federal troops and forces of the Tigray People's Liberation Front, the TPLF, more than 10 months ago. In a separate statement, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the U.S. will delay imposition of sanctions if the warring parties ongoing cease the ongoing hostilities and enter into ceasefire negotiations immediately and without preconditions. The swirling multi-party conflict has killed thousands of people and left at least 5 million people in need of humanitarian aid. U.S. official on Thursday said that up to 900,000 people were currently living in famine conditions in Tigray alone, with aid envoys regularly blocked by Ethiopian troops from entering the region. The United Nations has called the situation a de facto humanitarian aid blockade. In his statement of Friday, President Joe Biden said he agreed with the UN and African Union that there is no military solution to this crisis. The latest measure comes after the U.S. imposed sanctions on General Philippos Wodri-Yohannes, the Chief of Staff of the Eritrean Defense Forces, in August. The Eritrean government, a long-time foe of the TPLF, which dominated Ethiopian politics until Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed came to power in 2018, has been instrumental in aiding the Ethiopian government in conflict. That's what it's claiming. Previous U.S. visa restrictions on Eritrean and Ethiopian officials in May were dismissed by Abiy's government as an effort to meddle in our internal affairs. Now, let's look at the concrete steps in all this. So, speaking to reporters in a background briefing on Thursday, a senior U.S. official detailed steps the warring parties could take towards resolution, including accepting African Union-led mediation effort, designating the negotiation teams, agreeing to negotiations without preconditions, and accepting an invitation to initial talks. On the humanitarian front, the official said actions could include authorizing daily convoys of trucks carrying humanitarian supplies to travel overland to reach at-risk populations, including and inducing delays for humanitarian convoys and storing basic services such as electricity, telecommunications, and financial services. The official said that just 10% of humanitarian supplies intended for Tigray has been allowed into the region of some 6 million people during the past month. We will now look at the worsening conflict in Tigray. So, northern Ethiopia has been racked by conflict since November 2020, when Abiy sent troops into Tigray to remove the TPLF, a move, he said, in response to TPLF attacks on army camps. But the TPLF said federal forces and its allies launched a coordinated attack against it. Though Abiy, the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize winner, has promised a swift victory, fighting has dragged on, with merits of reports of massacres and atrocities, including rape and extrajudicial killings and hundreds of thousands of people suffering famine. Many of the displaced have been reported facing retaliatory attacks. Last week, doctors and local officials reported that more than 120 people have been killed in a massacre in the Amhara region. In a new report on Thursday, Human Rights Watch said Eritrean refugees caught up in a war have suffered abuses at the hands of both Eritrean soldiers and the government soldiers that amounted to clear war crimes. So this is where I end today's editorials. My name is Sandra Asante. Thank you so much for watching. You should have a great day.